All right, we're back. We're live. We should have a
Okay.
stream going. People are going to have to go to a different place, though, because it stopped
that's
streaming
right,
on
you
us.
stopped.
Yeah, it stopped
All right,
streaming.
hold on.
It must have happened whenever I messed with some stuff. When I couldn't get that one
Hey,
video
there we
recorded.
are.
Yeah.
Are we there?
Now
Yeah, we're here. We're on this. We're in this interview now.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So,
If anybody's in the stream, in the chat, just let us know that you're here. We'll be taking questions from the audience if anybody has any.
Oh, right there. Yeah.
So,
Hey,
anyway,
audio's
we're back.
Good. Audio's good.
audio's good.
All right.
All right. I'll let you guys get started by introducing yourself and the band.
I'm Bobby. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Corey. I play guitar and sometimes sing horribly.
I'm Barber. I play the bass. I don't sing.
Hey,
You do.
our drummer Derek had to run,
Yeah.
but I'll be speaking on his behalf.
Yeah. He sings sometimes too.
He sings sometimes. He sang once.
And he writes a lot of.
He writes a lot.
of stuff too.
All right, cool. Well, hey guys, thank you for coming on the program. You played a really good set. I was
Thank you.
I was impressed with all of your songs, especially the ones I didn't get to hear before, like Choir was cool.
Thank you.
But we'll talk about some of those songs a little later in the interview. You already introduced yourself. Your name seems pretty obvious
Does it?
to me, like where that came from.
Does it?
Especially when you look
what
at
do
the
you, what do
sticker.
you think?
That you, I don't know. Pennsylvania is the coal state.
Yeah.
You even got the symbol, the shape of the.
I've heard a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an easy choice, and it wasn't taken.
Yeah.
which actually kind of
Yeah.
amazes me.
I know, right?
Honestly,
It's
'cause
We
a
got
great
the
name.
Instagram, the everything.
It's
All
a
the social
really good
media.
name. I'm happy with it.
I always thought it sounded like a college or something.
Coal State
University or something.
They teach you how to mine.
Well,
Yeah,
there kind of-
exactly.
there kind of
Yeah.
is one, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Coal State Enterprise.
Yeah, something like that.
So genre. I saw a sticker.
No,
You didn't have one of those stickers anymore.
Yeah. Oh, those are gone. People ate those
people
up.
loved them.
Yeah. We'll go on. I'm not. For me, I made the sticker, and it was kind of not necessarily an inside joke between us. I wasn't aware that cowpunk was an actual genre of music.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it
It
is.
is. Man, I used to love cowpunk music. I mean, it was how I got started with punk.
Would you say we are?
You guys sound an awful lot like a specific band in the cowpunk genre.
Okay.
Social Distortion.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
I don't like putting bands
that's
in people's
cowpunk?
names. Not,
I got
but
it.
yeah, the
Okay.
Social Distortion is one of the pioneering cowpunk bands. Like, at least from the standpoint of they're the ones that brought the distortion in, because you had bands like Violent Femmes. Like Violent Femmes, people don't really call them cowpunk, but they're cowpunk.
Okay.
They didn't have a whole lot of distortion in their music. They just had this
No.
odd pop punk. Like, I mean, if you've heard like recent folk punk, like folk punk
Yes.
for the last 20 years,
Yes.
that's what cowpunk was really in like the 80s, like
Yeah.
the early 80s, 90s.
Then we kind of are that.
Yeah, we
mean,
kind of
yeah.
are. I think we get a lot of
we have a
inspiration.
folk
That was
and
a happy accident.
country-ish.
Yeah, we have a lot of inspiration for country. Like a lot of our songs are written on acoustic guitar that don't normally sound how they sound when we're done with them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's like always been one of my favorite genres. I've loved
Good.
Social Distortion forever. The Violent Femmes, a couple other bands are like the Gun Club, the Meat Puppets.
okay.
Puppets,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
People don't even know the Meat Puppets are cowpunk because
Yeah.
Nirvana did a bunch of their covers on
Yeah.
Unplugged, but they're a punk band. They're a cow punk band specifically. So
Yeah, we just I had the stickers made up just to try out a company I was going to make stickers through, and got a good deal on them, and just designed something quick. We actually when we got them, I bought some beer for the guys and put them on the can. I was like, oh yeah, we make beer now. So if the band doesn't work out, there's always Coal State Brewery.
Yeah.
but you guys should just have a brewery. You should start an LLC and say that you're doing Coal State Brewery because that is a fantastic
It's
name.
good.
for a
It's
brewery.
good.
Yeah.
The name works,
We should
man.
lock it down.
Now everyone knows.
Yeah, you should lock it down now. Get the trademark. I think that will
Yeah.
cost you a
Little-
couple
little
of
bit.
bucks.
Little black food coloring in the beer.
Oh,
yeah.
You know.
It's just all dark.
Yeah.
It's like
All
coal-
Guinness.
Looks like coal
All
mines.
Guinness.
No light beers, yeah.
No light beers.
Yeah.
All stouts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
That.
the cowpunk where you got the cowpunk thing. That was an inside joke then.
Yeah, Derek had mentioned it, and like I said, I didn't know it was actually a genre of music. I was just like, I needed. If you look at the sticker, it's kind of a rip off of a spirit bottle,
Yeah.
and some companies would not print that because it was very
Yeah.
close to a label already.
That was
So-
trademarked.
Yeah, so
Very
this
popular
company
one.
did, and it was pretty cool, and people loved them. They wanted T-shirts made, but companies won't do that. So
Well, that you just need to get your own print. And
Yeah.
then like one of the printing machines. There's a printing guy somewhere. Who told me about the guy that print? That was Powder Keg Culture. They told me about a guy that prints like shirts and hoodies like at his place. Like he has a spot that he does it for local
Well,
bands.
there's a few people I know. Dave from Hate Machine uses someone up near Allentown that does that. He has everything right at his house and does them.
So yeah, reach out to Doug on at Powder Keg. Maybe you
Use
can get
Doug.
somebody to put that logo on
We
there. 'Cause
used, what's it called? They're really good. They do a lot of stuff for local bands. God, I hate that I can't think of them now. You'll be mad at me.
Rock Mill.
Rockmill,
yes.
yeah. Rockmill
Oh, I heard the
Industries.
name.
Yeah, they're in Mechanicsburg, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a branded T-shirt that we wanted to use that Corey all turned us on to. They're very soft. I'll have to get you one at some point. We have to print more. And
Yeah, we're
I think you guys
running
should
low.
definitely go with the cowpunk sticker on a
Yeah.
shirt. Like I would totally buy that. Like my logo with the bison. Like I mean it's my last name too, but I mean it was inspired by cowpunk music.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean I just love it. So when I saw that sticker, I was like, yeah. I already had that in my mind that you guys were kind of like that social D sound, but you know.
nice.
I hate putting bands on people. I hate labeling. Oh, you
I
sound
just-
like this
yeah.
band because you guys sound like Cold State to me. But
Thank you. That's the way I listen to bands, though. I don't know what we sound like. So when people said we played like our first show. Somebody's like, you sound like Hot Water Music, and Derek's been
Yeah.
trying to get me to listen to Hot Water Music for 15 years. And I finally went and listened to them, and I was like, I love these guys. These guys are great.
Hot Water Music, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I've
They've
not
been
heard
around
of them.
for a long time. They just
What's
played.
the other
They just
one?
played out here, actually. a couple weeks
Gaslight
ago.
Anthem.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
so.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Gaslight
We
Anthem.
got, I got
Yeah,
that.
we
on
get that a
number of
lot.
times.
That makes
I
sense.
appreciate it. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Not
flattering.
offended.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody that said that, like when Void Hidden was on here, we made comparisons to Coheed and Cambria, which is
Nice.
one of my favorite bands. And they were
Nice.
like, "Oh yeah, we get that all the time." I mean, it's always flattering because everything, like all art, is kind of derivative
Right.
of something else. Like
Right.
you guys were inspired by certain bands, like
Right.
to make the music that you're making. What bands did inspire you guys then?
We're a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
um,
I don't know. It's kind of weird because like the Hot Water Music comparison, like we've never listened to them.
Right.
Everyone says we sound like them. It's like, oh, we listen to like everything from emo to metal and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. I mean, I know he's kind of a metalhead,
a little bit
But,
more of a metal than the rest of us.
but yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you feel the same way. There's music I listen to, and then there's music that I will listen to, maybe learn how to play or appreciate differently. But there's music that I set aside that I can't pick apart. It has to stay that and the way it is for me then and there. It can't be something that I play drums, I play bass. I don't want to pick some music
you
apart.
dabble.
I dabble around a little bit. But like bands like Manchester Orchestra
Oh.
were really big for me.
Yeah.
Brand New.
We were big Brand New fans.
Big Brand New
yeah,
fans.
all of us. I mean,
Definitely.
yeah. It's,
I haven't heard of Manchester Orchestra. I've heard of Brand New. I
Yeah.
like their. Is it the self-titled album? It's the black cover.
Something.
Yeah, the self-titled album's probably the one I listen to most from Brand New.
Give Manchester a listen.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
they used to tour together, so they're very similar.
And for drums, Soazen. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh, Sayerson.
Sayerson, yes.
Sayerson.
I always get it
Anthony
backwards.
Green or even Cove. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome vocalists.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna shift to concerts a little bit. You guys
Sure.
played with Jimmy Chicken Shack at Love Drafts like what, a week ago?
Yeah,
Was,
a lot of fun.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that it? Was it cool like playing with Jimmy's?
Yeah.
Chicken
Oh,
Shack?
yeah.
Yeah. They were one of those bands that had like a song that you knew but you never knew who it was by. They were popular in like the late '90s, like in the skate scene.
Yep.
And it just felt like, and they crushed it. They were awesome.
It was weird explaining that to people, like, hey, we're playing with Jimmy Street. And they're like, who's that? And you play a song. Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
And I think they play around here pretty often. They're from Maryland, so.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. A bassist that played with me, a couple years ago, he is a member of, he's the bassist for Heroes for Ransom now.
Okay.
And they've played with Jimmy's Chicken Shack a couple times. So.
We played with Heroes years ago.
Yeah, with Hutch and Mike. Both Mike and Cody were in the Roe Bison iteration of the band a couple years ago, and then they both went over to Heroes when COVID started because we lost all our shows.
Mm.
So, right about the same time. It was within months of COVID starting.
We got together probably like in September of 2020. So.
Yeah, we were kind of created by COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of things were.
Yeah. So you guys formed then in the summer of 2020 when everybody was locked in their house, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, stayed 6 feet apart, but no.
It's almost impossible to do.
There's space. We could have.
Yeah, there's plenty of space in the basement.
We tried to practice a few times, but there's just disagreements about things, and so we just kept it off. And then I reformed in like April of 2021, and then did a couple shows, and then life gets in the way, right? So
Yeah.
I haven't had much luck with putting a band together lately, but. So did you get to meet Jimmy's Chicken Shack?
Say that again real fast.
Derek did, our drummer. He was hanging out with them for a
Yeah.
good bit. They actually exchanged phone numbers, and their drummer was texting him about coming down to record or hang out with them. Or I didn't. Whenever you play with a band that's kind of toured around, I don't like to get in their way.
Yeah.
But JB Love Drafts doesn't really have like a green room for like touring bands, so you kind of bump shoulders with them. I didn't want to bother them though, so.
Yeah, I kind of feel.
Cool. I mean,
Go ahead.
They were all really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, from what,
I mean, as soon as they got done with their sound check, that was right when we started loading in.
Yeah.
So we passed each other, pretty frequently off stage, and nothing but really cool guys. So.
They had that one song High, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that was real popular. Real popular. So that's totally cool, man. But I'm kind of like you, like with famous people, I don't want to like bother them,
I'm
like
just somebody else to them. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like if I was famous, I would not want people like bothering me all the time. And so I feel that I saw Kevin Smith at LaGuardia Airport. You know, the guy that does Clerks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely him. He had
Yeah.
the jersey on and everything. I was like, that's totally Kevin Smith. I didn't even take a picture because it's like I don't want that guy to be alerted that I don't want to bother.
Right.
I don't want to bother him.
And the reality of it is that he's probably used to it.
Yeah, he walked within like 5 feet of me too. I'm just standing there staring at him walk by, and I'm like, oh, that's totally cool. But you know what? I don't want to talk to him because
Yeah.
Also, I don't want like your heroes, like the people you meet your heroes, and then they turn out to be total douchebags. So I didn't want that experience. Like me come up to say to him and him treat me like shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I was just thinking about a couple.
So, but what's the most famous band you've got to play with then? Is Jimmy's Chicken Shack or?
I would say that's probably the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say so. Yeah.
With this band, I've played with some pretty big people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can name drop. You guys just still think I'm cool if I name drop?
Gotta go for it.
I mean, you're not that cool.
I'm not.
Just throw it right out there.
I was in a pop punk band for years, and we played with Yellow Card, with Hawthorne Heights.
Dude.
We played with 21 Pilots before they were famous at a taco shop in Lancaster. And I know there's more that I'm forgetting that were.
Dude, the Yellow Card one really like hits me.
That was Chameleon Club sold out, 1,100 people.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was an experience.
You played with Aaron Carter.
Oh, I played with Aaron Carter.
Aaron Hall, dude, I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a switch.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But Yellow Card, man.
Yes.
Like that's
Yellow Card
awesome.
was actually really awesome too, because it was a show with only us, another band, and them, and they came around our merch table. They hung out with us. I got to talk to the drummer before they went on. This is at Chameleon Club, so there was a little bit of space to like bump shoulders with them, and there's not really a room to like hide. So that was awesome. They were very nice guys.
Yeah, I love the violin in that. That was
Yes.
the Yellow Card playing the violin in a punk band. I was just like, this is so great. But that brings me back to that cowpunk thing, like
Yeah,
with all the
yeah.
with the fiddles and the slide guitars and all that. I mean, that's like near and dear to my heart, both of those instruments. So Yellow Card hit like a certain spot for
Yeah.
me when that band was
This
famous.
was like they were on a hiatus for a little bit. This was probably like 10 years ago, but when they came back into Pennsylvania, it sold out. We sold a lot of tickets to that.
I believe it, man. Yellow Card's awesome. I got tickets at a car lot, like a used car lot, because my brother bought a car, and they're like, here's 2 free tickets to Yellow Card to go see him. I was like, oh, dude, that's so awesome. And I was going to go see him, but then couldn't because I had kids, couldn't find a babysitter.
No.
Didn't get to see him. This was like 2013, so about 10 years ago. Might have been the same tour, just on the other side of the country.
Oh, really?
Because I lived in Utah at the time.
Oh,
so.
nice.
But, yeah, so you guys have any plans to tour outside of this area, or?
Not too much. Some guys in the band have kids, and it's
Shout out to my kids. All 3 of them
Yeah.
at home. Probably,
so.
I don't know.
I mean, we would.
I don't know where they are.
Oh, yeah.
I would,
Derek says, sounds like Fight from the Kid.
Yeah, that was the pop punk band from years ago.
Oh, okay, so
Oh,
that was the
Derek
one you
said
were
that.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he is the lead singer of that
Yeah.
band.
we're all buddies. We're still
Yeah,
buddies.
we're buds. He's probably one of our biggest fans.
Here, I didn't realize we didn't have the monitors going so that you guys could see the chat, so.
I always thought you wanted that up there for a reason.
No, it's all good. They won't, if they can, I have to tell people what's on the
Yeah,
chat,
that's him.
and now you can see it right there.
Yeah,
so.
Yep.
Yep.
What's up, Derek?
So, I saw that you guys did a lot of shows with Blind Accuracy
Yes.
last year, and then
So-
you've got one of their shirts on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically
fan.
enough, it was one of the other guys in Fight from the Kids started. Well, I don't know that he started, but he joined up with those guys, and like I said, we're still all good friends. We still talk on a regular basis, and
Justin actually recorded the drums
Yeah.
for us.
yeah, we can talk about that.
That is
So,
Yeah, so that was on. We'll talk about that when that was Ghost in the Front Seat, right? You said you recorded the drums.
we
on that?
recorded. We just started recording yesterday down here at Rock Lidditz.
Oh, okay. So
Which
that
is-
drum room is right down the street from
Yeah,
us.
dude, and I had no idea that facility was in Pennsylvania. Have you been down there?
Oh yeah, I've been down there
It's
numerous times.
crazy.
I buy stuff at Tone Tailors because I try to shop local, and Tone Tailors is right over there. I go to Fetish all the time. Like they have bands play there. In fact, the Implication, who's coming here next week, they're a band from here in Lidditz, and they've played at Fetish numerous times. I've been down there to see them play. So
It's a great facility.
who's doing the recording over there for you?
Um,
Can you say? I mean, if you can't, don't worry about it.
his name's John with Thornwall Studio.
Oh, okay. So it's Thornwall doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured it was, but
Yeah.
I don't know what else goes on down there, dude. I know Thornwall. There's
I
Atomic over
think
there.
We ran into some famous people that I'm not aware of. But it's a crazy facility. It's an awesome spot. But one of the guys from Fight from the Kid from years back offered to help us record our first EP just because he has more microphones, and he just plugged it all up. We recorded drums over in Dillsburg. And like I said, we're still good buddies. He helped us book our first show. Anytime he has a open slot, he throws us a bone. Helps us get out there, and we love playing with him.
Yeah.
Has it helped having music on Spotify that you can give to venues to
I
listen
think
to?
so. I think so. I can say this because I did all the mixing and mastering and everything. It's not the greatest product, but
It sounds pretty good though. Like
I think it sounds
it's-
pretty good.
so.
I spent hours into it, but
Yeah, even the guy at Thornwall was kind of impressed.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. But it was just GarageBand and
yeah, it wasn't any
someone's
state.
basement, basically.
Yeah, no state of the art equipment used.
Yeah.
Coal State is the best product, Derek says. No, I mean you guys did a pretty good job on that EP though. Like
Thank you.
it's I didn't know you mixed and recorded it. I mean I've done some of that myself. It like trying to figure out how to do things at first kind of sucked.
Well, and that was the other thing. I've been out of the game for so long. I don't know. Like we use GarageBand, but I haven't. I was on PC before I was ever on Mac. I think I bought the laptop just to record this.
So you bought a MacBook just to use GarageBand for it.
Just free software anywhere I could get it. I wasn't about to pirate it or anything, but
Yeah, well, and that's the
Cheap.
best. Like that's really good because GarageBand is really close to Logic, which
Yeah.
is very. I mean, they're basically the same interface. I have Logic on my MacBook, but if you're gonna record something, get a MacBook with GarageBand and an interface.
Yeah,
and
that was
you're good to
came
go.
on the it was on the laptop.
Yeah. Easy way to start out.
I
Yeah.
used to have a home studio for like 5 years, and I got so tired of staring at squiggly lines on the screen, and I swear to God I'll never do it again.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you, and you can only do it for so long. before
Yeah, I
your ears
mean-
are just dead.
The albums we did with my band, we were talking, I'm not kidding, 500 hours worth of
I believe it.
screwing around with it. And I know the one time we had, I mixed down like 6 songs worth of the one instrument had just got put in. And I mixed down 6 songs worth of it, and something didn't save right,
Mm-hmm.
and it was gone.
Happened to me.
Forever.
Gone. I have to call this guy, and I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to come back.
Yeah.
But it happens.
It does.
Well, that's cool that you guys mixed all of it. Did you do like any double tracking, or did you just do all single tracks?
It's I mean, it's all recorded individually. It is some of it's doubled. Obviously vocals, which it was trial and error to see how the best way I could get it to sound. And that's probably what took the majority of the time is just what sounds good. What can I do
Yeah.
With the vocal part of it?
with just everything. The drums sounded great because we went to our buddy and he had like a 8 or 16 channel interface. It was all recorded nicely, but I might have messed it up.
Yeah, it's all right. You did. I mean, you did a good job on
Thank
it.
you.
I mean, one of the requirements to be on the Tempo is that you have like an album or multiple songs on Spotify because it helps me with the cameras. Because
Right.
like if I can't hear when your solos are, I can't get the cameras in the
Yeah.
right spots, and I can't do that. But like, you know, there's even like a low quality Spotify track is helpful for that, but you can tell when somebody takes their time, spends hours on it, and it's a high quality product. And I mean, your album obviously is that. So if you ever do get a vinyl of it though, I've told you that I want to put vinyls up here.
Yes.
I got Defiant and Powder Keg Culture
Yes.
Nice.
signed it already, but when you guys release a vinyl, I will
Yeah,
definitely
I
be.
love vinyl.
Well, there's a company that does like lathe. Like you go in there and you play like a set like you did here,
Oh,
but
yeah,
they do
I
it
saw
right
that.
onto the record.
You talking about up in New York, maybe?
There's one in New York, but there's another one because Leo DeSanto. I don't know if you know him. He plays kind of like folk music, but he did something around here like that. Maybe it's the same place that Lyndhurst did, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know that's supposed to be you sit in a room, you record it, and then they
That's great.
at one time and do it. I don't know what they sound like. I have one album that Leo DeSanto gave me when I did video for him last Christmas, but I don't have an adapter because they're small.
Oh,
They're the small
Seven.
ones.
The
Yeah, because it was just a
45,
single song on it. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
45. I didn't have an adapter on my records. I actually haven't listened to it, which I feel kind of bad about because he was like, "Here, check out my Christmas single," and then I just never listened to
Johnny's
it.
excited to come to our next show.
Thanks.
So yeah.
Oh, at the church.
I didn't know she was coming.
Yeah, that's on the 24th, right? And up there.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Of March.
Friday.
Yes, it is a March.
Let me
date.
know the week of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about recording. So half the songs that you guys played here tonight, you hadn't really recorded previously on that EP.
Yeah.
So I had to ask you which ones you wanted to talk about because
Oh,
that's the other thing I do when we do these
Yeah.
interviews. I talk about specific songs.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know which ones you would want to talk about. Now, since you recorded the drums yesterday, we could talk about Ghost in the Front Seat and kind of where the inspiration for that song came from.
Well, Derek does the majority of the writing. He writes. He's one of those people that can just write.
Oh, Derek recorded the drums, not you.
Yeah.
You're the bassist.
I'm the bass player.
Yeah. What's your name again?
Yeah. Garber.
Garber. So you're Garber,
I'm
and then
Garber.
Derek.
Yeah.
I thought you were Derek. That's why.
We've been told.
Yeah,
we're
I
just-
thought you said Garber when you were talking to him. When we were
Yeah, I was calling the drummer Garber.
Yeah,
I got it all
yeah.
confused. Oh well.
Tomato, tomato.
You're getting old, man.
I know. I'm getting old. I can't even say words right
Wait
anymore.
till you get to my age.
One of the big fellas in Coal State.
Yeah. You're-
So Derek, the drummer, recorded.
Yeah.
This writes most of the song.
I wrote that one.
Okay.
I wanted to write it from a perspective of someone who was in a car accident and lost a loved one, and it still has to drive that way home afterwards. I don't know that I portrayed that as well as I would have liked to have, but I'm definitely happy with the song.
Yeah, it was pretty great, man.
Thank
Like
you.
the drums were pretty great on it.
Yeah.
Like the song itself was good. I'm gonna be watching it again because I hadn't heard it before until today.
Yeah. So we recorded that EP like a year ago, maybe.
Sounds about
Seems
right.
like longer than that.
Yeah. So obviously we're still writing and playing and growing and becoming Cold State.
Yep. So the Ghost in the Front Seat, that's the one you wrote. And what about choir? Because that was just you on guitar there.
Eventually, the idea behind that is to have a full band. Actually, and there's more to it than what I played today. We played a show out at West York. On the way to Gather, before we went to the show, there was an accident, and I feel like I'm the bearer of bad news all the time.
There's a dark cloud over Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's reality, man.
No,
There's like
yes.
there's dark clouds everywhere. It just
Yeah.
happens.
So we got stuck in traffic, and apparently somebody was on a motorcycle. 2 people were on a motorcycle. They got hit by a car, and they didn't make it. We went and we played the show. We weren't aware of most of that at the time. It looked pretty bad.
We
played.
kept checking like the updates and the news
Yeah.
while we were down there.
Yeah, I mean that was right down the street from Derek's place. So it was local news. Chances are we could have done it. We played a show with a great band,
El Escapado.
El Escapado.
Yep.
Crazy guys. We
Great guys.
Good time. Yeah.
come to find out that the singer took his own life a couple weeks later. In looking for that, discovered that I had lost was looking for information about that just to see what happened. They didn't outright say that he took his own life, they just said that he passed away. Discovered that a close friend of mine had also passed away, and I was completely unaware of it, and it had been over a year at that point. The perspective of that song is, say, oh my God, we've lost another from all of our selfish ways. It's just, it put me in such a mood that I had to write about it, and makes you think like, what's left of you after you pass away, and singing in a grave is a good way to imagine how life might be. I can sit there in my casket and still sing, and yeah.
I'm gonna definitely listen to that one. I lost a couple people last year myself, and it's never. This is the first time, I'm 40. This is about the time people start going, just
Yeah.
unexpectedly. Sometimes you've lived long enough, like people like I lost my sister and my dad last year, and it was tough, dude. So like I was saying, I mean, you've got to write songs that are sad sometimes. Like
Yeah.
if you take inspiration from your real life, you're not always gonna have good, happy things.
Right.
It's not always gonna be aggressive and angry. It's not always gonna be this or that. Like
Yeah, we write a lot of songs about drinking too, so this is
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah.
break from us to not always sing about
Yeah.
drinking.
to put something real on paper sometimes means more
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you never play it out, I've written a few songs that are like
We-
super personal.
That was the first time we played it.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us be the sponsor for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more of it. Like
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm gonna listen to it a few times. Like, it's hard when you're behind the soundboard to
Oh,
listen to
sure.
the lyrics, and I'm over here typing in
You're
names,
doing
and
great
Yeah,
things.
you guys-
This is
moving
Yeah.
cameras. I'm like
Yeah.
watching for cues.
Yeah,
This
so.
is awesome. Thanks for having us.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to that song more, dude. I was kind of taken aback. Like, I'm sitting there behind the boards, like on the cameras, and I'm waiting. I've got the drum fader on. I was like, okay, Derek's gonna come in with a drum. I'm gonna make sure I can fade it in, and then no drums ever happen, and I'm like, hey, that was really cool. That was really cool.
I didn't really tell them that I was going to
No,
play it.
I didn't
until-
even know
I
you
told
were
you
playing it.
first. I didn't tell them. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just push myself to do this, and maybe they could take a break or something. But
Yeah.
So they found out you were playing it when I handed them the
Yes.
print off.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
the
Well, I'm
set
sitting here
list.
yeah,
I don't know this song.
You're like, well, I hope they don't expect me to do anything.
I know exactly
What are we doing?
but,
Dude, that was awesome, and I'll make sure you get a really good copy of that. I'll edit it up and and send it to you, man, because like that probably means a lot to you.
It
that
does,
song.
yeah.
So, so on Choir, I want to talk about some of the other songs on your EP, actually. Wild Ones is the opening song that you have on there. It's what I had that one on our Radio 717 playlist for like 2 or 3 weeks.
That was the first
That was
song.
the first song ever.
Yeah, it was the first song we wrote. Derek wrote it, and he brought it to us, and the time signatures, the measures, everything. I was like, I don't know that this makes musical sense, but we'll try it. And I love it. I think it's one of my favorite songs that we do.
We're kind of getting sick of it, just because it was the first one.
Yeah.
It's like, we
Well,
gotta play that song again, but.
Stuff doesn't, like, it's not cut and dry. It's not cookie cutter,
Yeah.
It doesn't have a chorus per se.
I think it has everything, though, that a good song has. It has solos and good drumming and just everything.
It's not boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned the time signature. What is the time signature?
There's, I mean, it's in 4/4, but it's, it just chords change at parts that doesn't repeat. Derek's a really good.
When he writes, he changes it up a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Where it's like,
He keeps
you
things
know,
fresh.
yeah, it doesn't sound like the same old thing over and over again. And it's, sometimes when you're trying to replicate it, it's just throws you for a loop.
Yeah, and especially with us not having ever played together, it was a tough one to learn.
Yeah.
But I think it captures a lot of like the sound that I always thought that we were going for.
Yeah, I mean that's a great one. And then when you say time signatures, like Take It Slow is not 4/4.
Yeah, it's like 3/4.
Yeah, it's like it's a 3/4, 6/4.
Something
I love
like
that song, by the way.
Thank you.
I had that on for the last couple weeks, and then
It's
I
a
think
crowd
last
pleaser.
week you chimed in and said the voicemail.
Oh yeah, Derek wrote it, but we kind of made it our own a little more than previous. So that was like the 4th or 5th song that we had done together, and it was one of those moments where we went and re-recorded it, and like the song, we never had intention of putting voicemails in it. We knew that the song is Derek's perspective to his kids, singing about his dad. His dad passed away, and I'm sorry if I get this wrong, Derek, but I think it was 2 years ago or so. And I've known, and I love Derek, I've known him for like 15 years. I think our parents grew up together. He writes lately from a very dark place, and again about people passing. And when we recorded it, it was like, it sounds great, but we had this big long bridge, and he was flipping through his phone. He had some voicemails from his dad, and when we put it in, it really changed the entire mood of it. And I didn't think it was a big hit, but everybody loves it. Like, not to say that it's not a great song.
It's one of our most popular
But
ones.
every time we play it, I don't know if it's just like the dynamics in it or what, but it's
It's my brother's favorite.
Yeah,
I'd give him
yeah.
a shout out when he came to the show.
We call it,
Hey,
what is it titled on the album?
Take It Slow.
Okay, we
Yeah.
call it Levi's song. That's his oldest son.
Oh, okay.
That's what, so we even had it on the
Yeah.
set list here. I was like, that's Levi's song.
Yeah.
Because I wrote
He had
Take
to
It Slow.
remind us
Yeah,
what it was before we played it.
Yeah, well, if you're going to put it on the
I
thing,
feel like we have
probably
names. We have
right.
our own names for
Yeah, we
every
do have a
song.
lot
It's
of
just-
names for our own stuff. So
Yeah, not tonight. We call it baskets.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
baskets, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Take It Slow is probably my favorite one
Yeah.
too. I've had that one up for the last couple weeks, but it's also because my dad passed last year, so it's like
Yeah.
one that gets me. Like it's, I think sometimes it's hard for people to write those kind of songs, and I think that's part of the reason why I like your album so much is because you're not afraid to write those kind of songs and to make sure that they're a part of the human experience.
right.
There's this song Elton John does, the sad songs mean so much. Have you heard that song? You had to have heard that song. Everybody's heard that song.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite Elton John songs because, there's a lot of songs that make you feel good about life and a lot of songs that make you want to dance or make you want to do things. There's not a lot of songs that just make you want to sit down and think about the torrid shit,
Yeah.
And you need those songs. So, I mean, that one, I just really, really like that song,
Yeah.
too.
And I think it's a great, because it's not written as if he's passed. It's written, it's okay to take things slow. It's okay to slow down a little bit and enjoy stuff. Don't get stuck in a rut, So it captures a moment of the life, not so much And
Like you said, the advice from a father
Yeah,
to the son, or
yeah.
from a father to the son, to the son.
and I
to
don't
the
know that. I think when
grandkids.
he initially wrote it, it might have been a little different, and I just didn't. I didn't learn it the right way, and we just kept it the way that I was doing it. And he's like, I actually really enjoy that more.
I like the time signature, man.
Yeah.
Like when you have a song like that, that time signature just has that swing to it, and it just feels really good. And like you said, when you said time signatures earlier, I was like, wait a minute, the one with the off time signature, that's Take It Slow.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I guess there's some irony in that, right?
yeah, I mean, it's the 3/4 is the waltz, right? It's like
Yeah.
a dance.
Yeah.
It's like the dance beat, like the kind
If
of.
you know how to dance.
Yeah.
Do I know?
No, I said if you know how to dance.
I don't know how to dance, but I know
No.
what it is. They teach you these things when you take music theory in college. But yeah, anyway, it's just kind of like that waltz through life. Don't take
Yeah.
it slow. You're
Yeah.
taking it a whole quarter note down. Like
Yeah.
you're going 3/4 instead of 4/4. I mean, maybe I'm reading too much in it because
No, I love
I
it.
do too
That's
much
awesome.
with
Yeah,
music.
everyone
That's
has their
awesome.
own
Yeah.
interpretation
So-
of it. You know, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about music.
The other song I wanted to talk about was Autumn in Oberlin, and you kind of talked a little bit about that
yeah,
right before
okay.
the song came on.
All these,
Oh, jeez.
all the other guys in the band. I was saying this earlier. They all live like blocks away from each other. They could probably walk to each other's house.
Probably.
We all live in the same town.
Yeah, well,
Kind of thing.
I live in a small town called Oberlin, and again, Derek wrote the lyrics. You wrote the guitar. He came to the practice and just like played that lick, and Derek just started writing lyrics to it. And the name Autumn in Oberlin, I was like, well, I love the name of the town I live in. I think that's awesome. I think that was even suggested as maybe being the
Yeah,
band
it
name.
couldn't be Autumn in Lingelstown or something.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that doesn't have a ring.
No.
I'm not the biggest.
Doesn't
fan
roll
of
off the
town.
tongue.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, that's one of those songs about like, you know, those big transformers that sit on the side of the road sometimes. And when you were a kid, you used to go hang out next to them. And it wasn't like you're there for any particular reason. That's just
That was just a spot.
yeah.
So Corey came up with that great look. Is that
Yeah.
that's what Lockwood said? He also said "Take It Slow" was a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Corey's got some great lyrics. Oh, thanks.
He's
You're
a-
getting compliments, man. You guys got my YouTube chat banging. I really appreciate that. We love it when people chat. So feel free to ask more
We
questions.
even have a spammer in there. That was pretty cool.
Oh, good.
Oh, the
Not on
Restream
YouTube.
1000?
Get outta
Yeah.
here.
That's not a spammer.
What,
That's
that
like,
level?
hey, you've achieved 100 Restream chats.
Oh, I thought it was.
In this
Oh.
stream alone, they're like, oh, look, you have awesomeness.
Yeah.
And like, hey, cool.
Well, you
I
know
like
we
those
are.
awards. So.
And we get awesome bands in, so.
Yeah, you do.
So Auburn and Lowland, but it's like they do in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
How's that lyric go?
Leaves don't fall like they do in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And
fast.
the album cover is like just a maple leaf that Derek
Yeah.
found outside and took a picture of it against his wall.
Yeah, it's catching.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I love it. Yeah.
Actually, I really like that lyric, and you guys have your lyrics on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually just noticed that yesterday when I set up the new Radio 717 template. I found like you can put it on full screen, and I saw your lyrics, and I didn't have time to go through and read them. It's like, man, I wish I would have known this a couple weeks ago. When I
Yeah.
was,
Well, that was. There's a line in there that's like screaming over the muffler, like an old crappy car, like that first car you get out of high school. Driving to the rope swing. Is that popular out here? Is there a river
Oh, yeah.
you swing rope into?
I'm sure there is. I don't know. I've only lived here for 6 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have out towards Dolphin. There was a good spot that we always used to go swing rope into the river. Yeah, but yeah.
I'm stuck on that lyric then, like the leaves don't fall, like
Well, they don't.
because you feel like
It's kinda like-
feel like you're home, or
Yeah, kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
going other places and then coming home and realizing like, hey, you know, this place is really nice. Like, nothing's like Pennsylvania. You know, we're obviously like proud Pennsylvanians. Our name and our
Me.
keystones and everything. Like,
Do I sing nostalgia right? Am I saying that word right?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay, good.
blanket on the ground. Yeah.
Nostalgia in the air. Is that lyrics from that song too?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, these people know your lyrics really well.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Well, that's wwhy she knows. She hears you practicing in the
Yeah,
shower.
She's heard it a couple times.
So, but I mean that's really descriptive, really clever lyrics actually. man, I'm gonna be listening to these now and
Yeah.
like picking out the
Read
cool
along.
lyrics.
Yeah.
So, and then I also wanted to talk about Heaven,
Yeah.
because I also had that song on our playlist. Like, you guys have been on the playlist since I started it. I put you,
Yeah.
partially because you're going to be on this program, but also because it's good. I've had so many punk bands on the Tempo so far that I'm afraid I'm going to get labeled as punk.
You might.
Because the only other non-punk bands have been prog bands. So it's like a punk and prog. But anyway, Heaven.
Yeah. Heaven is a song I wrote about my girlfriend. And I think I said, or it might have been a different song. There's two songs that are, at least in my mind, from the same perspective of chasing the sun and I don't ever want to go to heaven if I'm not there with you. It's more of like a Bonnie and Clyde story. She's always called me her partner in crime. Hi, Jeremy. Which I always found adorable. And so it's written, there's, everybody get your hands up. It's a stick-up song when you're on the run, and again, from maybe somebody dies, and I don't ever want to go to heaven if it's not. If I'm not there with you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, man, you're good.
No, we always
This band's
we always
really
give him
close.
crap because
Yeah.
every time we see him, it's always like, oh,
I
I guess
don't-
who died.
It's funny though, because you guys didn't even know what cowpunk was.
Yeah.
And like these are all themes full.
Oh, really?
And, like cowpunk is full of themes like this. I mean,
Okay.
it's very like they take a lot of their country, like the country themes from like old country stuff, like
It's-
Bonnie and Clyde's type stuff. You know, death. You know, being on the road. Like it's very like the whole genre is very much what you guys are
Okay,
doing
makes
here. And you
sense.
didn't even know.
A lot of it's
we
like
didn't find
sounds
it, it
like
found us.
electrified bluegrass, really, because
Yeah.
that's what I was in, and I like hear all these titles and words, and I'm like, hey, I know that.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's so cool, like, because you guys didn't even know it was a genre, and here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are doing modern cowpunk.
Good.
And
that was written on acoustic guitar. That was a very slow song when it started. Derek takes our songs and speeds them up tenfold, which is great.
Yeah.
But we're getting older, and that's hard to do. So,
like, dude, that part where like it starts out with it's a 12:15,
yeah.
and then you're like, so baby, take your hands off the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man. So you reminded me of that Carrie Underwood sort of Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, take your hands off.
Oh,
It's
man,
like, no.
Carrie Underwood. No.
Is that Carrie Underwood? I actually don't know if it is or not.
I forget it.
I don't know if it is or
Can't
not.
believe
but-
we're being
You're in the
compared to
ballpark.
Carrie
I just like it. It's like hands off the steering wheel. But instead of Jesus, you're giving them hell.
It's
And
almost,
then,
Yeah,
it's almost
yeah.
an insult.
No.
I was
Yeah.
more attached to the like dichotomy. I was hoping that you'd been like, yeah, I hated that song, so I wanted to make one
No,
about
yeah.
like hell.
No.
So
We actually
It's
don't
a-
play that song as much
No, we
as
don't.
should.
It's difficult for me to do. Just,
Yeah.
is that just because you go from that slow tempo and
just
then
I'm not very good at music.
also a hallmark of
We
cowpunk?
dabble, we dabble.
It's just also too when you write the song and you think it sounds one way and then you bring it to people and it changes. It feels different, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I never thought that would be a punk song.
And Derek says
Yeah.
Jesus has to take the wheel when these lovebirds are taking their hands off the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give it hell, baby.
We're really good at screwing that one up too. I think
Yeah.
That's why.
I
think
thought
we-
you played it really well.
It did go pretty
Yeah.
good that time.
Dude, in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
Consider it.
Maybe.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, and the only reason I have them though is because if I put monitors on
Yeah.
the, like floor monitors, it bounce off that back wall and then right into the freaking
Yeah, we
Mic.
did that a lot when we
So-
practiced too.
yeah. It would make it sound terrible, or at least I'd have to EQ all that crap out of there. So
Yeah.
it's just
Mhm.
easier to have them. But
I was doing sound in a concrete garage last night again. That's always fun.
well, I guess at least I got drywall. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, my father was a sound man growing up, so kind of grew up doing live sound and whatever. And he would always tell me, smaller clubs or places like made out of concrete, you'd put the microphones on the drums, but you just like never turn them up. Yeah.
Never turn them on.
We played. You're familiar with the Laser Dome?
Yeah.
We played in the dome once. Not
Really?
us, Fight from the Kid, and that was. It didn't make sense.
It,
Dude, I just
agree.
imagine that
Yeah.
being a cacophony of like
Yeah.
just.
And we didn't even get any lasers or anything.
Oh yeah, I've known a few people that played at the Laser Dome, and they did not enjoy the sound.
It's not meant for that.
No.
Well, it's a dome.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
like a dome is just gonna like send everything back at you at exactly the same time.
Right.
The KOA campground up at Swatara,
Mhm.
Twin Grove, I think it's called, whatever. We played in there. They have the band Shell,
Mm.
and we played in that a few times. And I'm just like, why did we bring monitors along? 'Cause-
Like an amphitheater.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Band
it's
shells,
you
they
know
look
it's
cool.
curved and it projects
Yeah.
out, but it also projects everything right back at you.
Yeah, especially if you put the monitors back there. I did sound for the Lidded Spring Park dome. Theirs is really big though.
Yeah, but
So it
theirs
wasn't
isn't
that bad.
curved like that.
What's that?
Theirs isn't like a total curve.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some
It's not a
right
total
ang-
curve.
there's
It's
angles to it.
designed
This
for.
was, you know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, theirs is not smooth on the inside either. There's like layers.
yeah.
So it allows things to hit and then come back out
Mhm.
instead of like all hitting the back wall and coming at the same time.
Well, this was different from us, especially for me singing too. We use monitors, obviously, but I get the majority of sound from like the venue, like what's
Yes.
bouncing off the walls. My voice works best like that. I can understand that better than maybe in-ear monitors. I played at a band where we used them, but it was essential because we played to a click track. So this was different for us. I think we did well. I think it sounded good in the ears at least.
Yeah.
You guys would have had sound in there, but I forgot to turn on the amp, so no vocals actually
Oh.
came out of there this time. But
Okay.
we couldn't tell because Reese was wearing the in-ear monitors too, because she could hear it. So
We were all
there was no vocals coming out of these amps at all.
All
I
in
didn't
the
realize
space.
until after you were
Yeah.
done.
It does give a little bit of a background rollover
yeah.
to the video, but I'm the same way. When I play out, I have to have something that's giving me what I'm playing, but I want to hear the room.
Right.
And yeah, doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah, you got to hear how it sounds in the room.
Well,
Even
it's-
with in-ears, it's always just one
Right.
because
Because you want the other one out so
Yeah.
that you can hear the rest of the room.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I strategically place these guitars too. Like I have a resonator guitar over on that wall and a semi-hollow on that wall.
Mm.
They're on that wall so that when the sound comes in and hits,
Oh yeah. It
It-
doesn't.
Yeah, I got you.
goes in here. It's actually funny because I'll sit there and I'll be writing songs in that chair, and my voice will resonate out of that thing, and it'll make a natural like reverb and a natural delay. But I put those on that wall there for that reason, so that it doesn't come back out that way. And then I have an acoustic right on the back wall. So
Big Dan Electric fan.
yeah, I am. I love Dan Electro.
I
I
like their
have
lipstick
three.
pickups.
Yeah.
Well, all three of these guitars are different. I got the 12-string Dano
Yep.
up here, the
Mhm.
resonator, and then I've got this one. This is a baritone.
Oh wow.
So again,
Oh yeah,
the,
it is.
dude, the cowpunk, like my
Yeah.
cowpunk love, like these are great for cowpunk because of the lipsticks,
See
that
that.
twang. So
Baritone.
yeah, so this one I have actually tuned to drop A sharp,
Oh wow.
or no, drop G, yeah, drop F sharp. Excuse me. It's G flat.
Oh,
Thanks, Lockie,
all
for
right.
that.
That's one way of putting it. I mean, it's not really wrong.
No, I guess. So, but yeah, and then that acoustic is a baritone, and so is the other one on the end. I love baritone guitars.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, Derek said laser tag was fun afterwards.
Oh yes, we did play
And-
laser tag.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never actually played laser tag there. I've been there for birthday
Shelby
parties.
said we need Cold State Acoustic too, which
I put
think
that in
all-
earlier. I after you did that one song, I'm like, I just want to hear a whole acoustic set now.
yeah, we thought about that
We-
too. 'Cause
yeah, that-
most of our songs start that way, so
We might do that.
some of our songs I think are better on acoustic.
Oh,
than,
yeah.
You know, once we
We
put
we
it
did
to
talk
electric.
about redoing the entire EP as an acoustic release, but I haven't had time to do that.
I think that would work really, really well. There's a punk band that I like a lot called Authority Zero. They're like a very hardcore punk band. They've been around for like 20 years, but every couple albums they do a thing called Rhythm and Booze,
Nice.
where they just do an acoustic set of all their music. And dude, these guys are phenomenal. All of them have like music degrees, like of some sort or another, and so they change their punk songs to be like jazz songs.
Oh
and,
wow.
like it's super cool, but it's a full acoustic set. Like they
Yeah.
don't play any distorted instruments. They do this rhythm and booze, They've done 3 of them now, I think, and every time they do one, I'm just like, man, this is really impressive. So
Yeah.
if you guys did something like that, that'd be totally awesome, like acoustic Coal State.
We are recording a new album with some of the songs that we haven't recorded yet. Nothing acoustic in the works on that, but
Now.
now.
I don't know, dude, you gotta do a hidden track acquired acoustic.
Yeah.
Oh,
There-
That would be awesome.
there you go.
There is talk of a hidden track on there, and it may be acoustic. It will be acoustic.
Well, when you guys have more music, when you release these, I'd be happy to debut them on the Radio 717 program, which
That'd be
runs
great,
right before
sure,
this.
yeah.
Thank you.
I got one more question for you on your songs.
Yeah,
The song Not Tonight.
yeah.
Where the hell are they going in that basket, man? You
To
keep saying
hell.
somewhere.
To hell.
Going
To hell? Okay. I
What's
figured.
What's the
Yeah.
saying?
Going to hell in a
Going to
basket.
hell.
Going to hell in a basket.
Yeah, in a hand basket.
The hand
Yeah,
basket.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
the drummer's in Rome, Coal State must play acoustic live streams.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't know about a baritone acoustic though.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. It like really just for me, like just playing baritone, it allows me to comfortably sing low. Because
Yeah.
I always had trouble singing like in normal tunings because my voice is more like I have to stretch. I can
Yeah.
get there. I have to stretch a little bit,
Yeah.
but like
we
the
dropped
lower
down
tunings.
a half step recently for
Yeah.
our new stuff, and I think it works better
It
with
works
your
so much
voice.
better. Yeah. It's easier.
Yeah, yeah, Half Step's awesome. Josh from Burden and Guilt was here and played his song back in December, and then he came over like maybe like a month or so later. And it's like, dude, you should drop it a half step. Like drop all your stuff a half step. It's gonna
Yeah,
sound
these
amazing.
guys-
So he started doing that. He's like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
These guys they didn't want to change.
Yeah.
I was the half step guy, and they were
Corey
like,
had to
no,
persuade us.
no.
It's
You-
just
you're-
Finally,
simple and easy to stick with
yeah,
what you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, half
But-
step down is how I play when we play covers. Like I just play a half step down on everything. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
just a little bit easier for me.
Yeah, I think vocally and just it makes it sound a lot more like soulful. I feel like
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, which is why these are flat. The baritones,
Yeah.
they're G flat.
G flat.
Yeah, G flat. They're way low. Like they're way low. That's a fifth down from an E, so it's a fifth down. So it sounds really good if you're playing with somebody who's got their in a normal tuning like
Yeah.
an E because it's a fifth down.
Yeah.
So you can play the exact same chord. Like if they
Right.
play an E chord and I play an E chord, I'm actually playing an G flat
Yeah.
instead of an E. But it's a fifth down. Like they're E flat, it's a fifth down, so it sounds like a nice harmony. I get some pretty good.
We
Pretty good
experienced
sound out of that.
or experimented with some of that stuff. Are you familiar with like Nashville tuning or Nashville strung guitars? So you get a set of 12 strings, and I believe it's your top 4 strings are the higher setting of the 12 strings.
Yeah, they're an octave. Yeah.
Yeah, and distorted. I used my hollow body that I played today. It didn't sound great, but we didn't stick
Kind of
with it.
scrapped that one.
Yeah, we scrapped that quick. But
Stuck with the half step down though.
yeah,
That's
we
good.
did go half step down after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's awesome. So
I don't think the album is all recorded in standard.
None of, or yeah, all of it's standard. Right?
All of it's standard.
the
Yeah.
EP.
Yeah,
all the EP standard, but then our new stuff's all going to be half step down.
Yeah.
that we're recording.
which will make sense because we do have a lot of songs in E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you could just play your old songs and
I
half step
agree.
down too.
Stick with what you know.
It does sound better.
Yeah. Dude, half step is really good, especially for. I mean, Allison Chains did it. Collective Soul does it. I mean, there's a
Oh,
whole
yeah,
bunch of
there's
there's a
that.
whole
I
bunch of
mean-
bands that have been. I think Weezer does it too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Green Day
Green
does it.
Day.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a reason
Jimi
why they do a
Hendrix
half
was
step
all
down.
E flat, yeah.
So me and then I'm like, oh, I'll just go 7 half steps
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I'll just go all the way down.
That's great though.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey guys, I really appreciate you coming on. We're getting right on 4 o'clock. So, anything you want to say to the audience before we go? You guys have quite a few people here chatting with us. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Stay tuned. I think this is a really awesome idea. This
Yeah.
is. I can't thank you enough for having us on. I tune in as much as I can every Saturday. Who else do you have coming up? You said someone was coming next week.
Next week we have The Implication. So I've known Sean Stotts for years. He plays the lead guitar in that band. He plays actually in several bands. He's played many times with me. He's come on and done lead for me when I was in the first iteration of this band when I first moved here in 2016, and then job got in the way of doing anything for a couple years. But he's the lead guitarist for that. He's been in Marry Your Enemy. But they're coming on next week, and then after that, the week after, we have Observe the 93rd coming on here for an interview.
Oh, we know that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming on for an interview, and then Lyndhurst is coming on the 25th.
Yes.
Yeah, we know them too. Yeah.
And that's pretty much our schedule for this month. March is going to be played by ear. I have Wayward Giants on the schedule for the 4th, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm trying to work that out, but we're going to move this program to like once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we've been doing it every week, but we're going to move it to once every 2 weeks, and I'm going to add some programming in the other 2 weeks. That'll be more focused. We don't have announcements yet. I'm trying to get people for these things.
Yeah.
So like, actually, I'll just say it. Like, there's one I want to do where it's like a story circle, right? So you come in and you write a song. Like, it's like a story, like when people get around and they tell a story, but you get, like, I want to have the same people every month. I've got Corey Rosin from the Story Podcast. He's going to come in and do it. He has a music comp degree, and the idea is you write a new song each time you do the podcast.
Okay.
And then the podcast will be, you focus on a couple of, like, music theory ideas or concepts, either in poetry for the lyrics part of it or whatever, and then you write a song right there on that program in like an hour and a half.
Oh boy.
And so that's one of my and I do that I do that really well, like as far as me writing songs. Like just in the last week I think I've written 3 songs by myself, and I'm just like, yeah, it's great. Some of them don't have full lyrics, but I want to do that once a month. That's one that I'm looking for a couple other people with some music theory knowledge that want to jump on, and it's a once a month thing, but it would all be live streamed, so there wouldn't really, it would be all like, okay, this month we're going to talk about major thirds, harmonizing, fourths and fifths harmonies, or we're going to write a song about relative minors, like in modulation from one key to another, special time signatures, whatever. We'd focus on one thing, write a song.
Don't get that
and go there.
confused with Perry County.
So
I don't know that
your voice
reference.
changed somebody's life.
I'll
Bobby,
explain it.
Bobby, your voice.
Thank you.
Well, all right. Well, when's your next show?
So I think we're playing church at the church in Lebanon, March 24th. I believe that's the right date.
Hey, Derek likes music theory. Derek, I like music theory too.
I dropped out of college and I took music theory, so I didn't learn much.
So yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to know music theory to write music, but you know it's easier
March
if you want to teach it. So
Where-
March 24th
He
at the
knows.
church.
Don't we have something else scheduled?
Yeah, something in
Sure.
May, I think, right?
Yeah.
We're
playing
going
Blind
back to
Accuracy,
West Shore
right?
again.
That in March we're playing with Blind Accuracy. In May we're going back to
Kennel.
yes, the Kennel
Okay.
of West York.
Okay.
Playing with the Rumors.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the
Why don't
Kennel,
you
man.
talk-
Yes.
I like that spot.
Yes.
I can't wait to get
we
there
like
again.
Jason. He takes care of us.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
good
They
dude.
take good care of bands down there.
Yeah.
No, Blind Accuracy will be there. I don't have permission from them to play their music on our live
Strong
stream
arm.
program. Yeah,
Oh,
Strong
yeah.
Arm.
Yeah,
will
well,
come
you
in.
didn't tell me that. They just messaged me the other day, so.
Oh, did they give us permission to play?
Well,
them?
no, not that. I mean about a show, but
Oh,
I'll.
yeah. I need to give you and Jesse a list of the bands we can
Before.
play on our stream. But.
Yeah.
We're on the same record label.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, we're gonna close this out. Thank you all for being on the show. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for
I
having
think you
us.
played
Yeah,
a great
for having us.
set.
Thank you.
We have this program, and then we have Radio 717. So this is the tempo. We have Radio 717. We play directly from Spotify bands. If you want to be on that program, just reach out to us. Give us permission to play your music on that live stream. And then, more importantly, I show the flyers for all your events on those. Please use the hashtag Radio717. Makes it way easier for me to find them because I just go in and then I find the flyers. They're right there.
Yeah.
And then I can save them and put them on my my hard drive for next time. But I really appreciate this. We're going to sign off now and let everybody get back to their Saturday. There's lots of events going on tonight. and hopefully you can go out and see some of the bands we presented this morning. But hey, thanks to those in the chat too. It was lots of fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.